You tell a story of an SS soldier early in the war, World War II, in Nazi-occupied France and Paris, where you grew up. He picked you up and hugged you and showed you a picture of a boy, maybe not realizing that you were Jewish.
Not maybe, certainly not.
So I told you I'm from the Soviet Union that was significantly impacted by the war as well, and I'm Jewish as well. What do you think World War II taught us about human psychology broadly?
Well, I think the only big surprise is the extermination policy, genocide, by the German people. That's when you look back on it, and I think that's a major surprise.
It's a surprise because
It's a surprise that they could do it. It's a surprise that enough people willingly participated in that. This is a surprise. Now it's no longer a surprise, but it's changed many people's views, I think, about human beings. Certainly for me, the Achman trial that teaches you something, because it's very clear that if it could happen in Germany, it could happen anywhere. It's not that the Germans were special. This could happen anywhere.
So what do you think that is? Do you think we're all capable of evil? We're all capable of cruelty?
I don't think in those terms. I think that what is certainly possible is you can dehumanize people so that you treat them not as people anymore, but as animals. And the same way that you can slaughter animals without feeling much of anything, it can the same. And when you feel that, I think the combination of dehumanizing the other side and having uncontrolled power over other people, I think that doesn't bring out the most generous aspect of human nature. So that Nazi soldier, he was a good man. I mean, and he was perfectly capable of killing a lot of people, and I'm sure he did.
But what did the Jewish people mean to Nazis? So what the dismissal of Jewish as worthy of?
Again, this is surprising that it was so extreme, but it's not one thing in human nature. I don't want to call it evil, but the distinction between the in-group and the out-group, that is very basic. So that's built in. The loyalty and affection towards in-group and the willingness to dehumanize the out-group, that is in human nature. And that's what I think probably didn't need the Holocaust to teach us that, but the Holocaust is a very sharp lesson of what can happen to people and what people can do.
So the effect of the in-group and the out-group.
It's clear that those were people. You could shoot them. You could, they were not human. They were not. There was no empathy, or very, very little empathy left. So occasionally, there might have been, and very quickly, by the way, the empathy disappeared if there was initially, and the fact that everybody around you was doing it, that completely, the group doing it, and everybody shooting Jews, I think that makes it permissible. Now, how much, whether it could happen in every culture, or whether the Germans were just particularly efficient and disciplined, so they could get away with it.
That's a question.
It's an interesting question.
Are these artifacts of history, or is it human nature?
I think that's really human nature. You put some people in a position of power relative to other people, and then they become less human. They become different.
But in general, in war, outside of concentration camps in World War II, it seems that war brings out darker sides of human nature, but also the beautiful things about human nature.
Well, I mean, what it brings out is the loyalty among soldiers. I mean, it brings out the bonding, male bonding. I think is a very real thing that happens, and so and there is a certain thrill to friendship, and there is certainly a certain thrill to friendship under risk
Yeah.
and to shared risk, and so people have very profound emotions up to the point where it gets so traumatic that that little is left. But